Alright, YouTube, in this video, smash the like button, smash the hype button. Leave a comment after you hear what I say. Hear me out for at least a minute, then leave a comment whether you agree, disagree, understand. If you have extra questions, also that's what that comment section is there for. I am here for that, right? My name is Reppin' Time Fitness, Anthony Miller, for those who just met me. Subscribe to the channel. But I'm here to tell y'all why pushing the weights is way more important than gaining weight on a bulk. I'm on a bulk right now. I've gained about 10 pounds slowly, right? I forget when I started my bulk, but I'm not in a rush to get to a certain weight. I'm bulking up to is not what I'm doing, all right? I went from 164 and my shredded is this year in the summer, and my limit, instead of bulking up to, I have a limit, right? So my limit is probably around about 185. So 164 to 185, a 20-pound bulk, which is kind of a lot for somebody who's lean bulking or in between bulking. Now, that's not really a dirty bulk, but that's not really, a main gain either. So it's like somewhere in between. Most people would say gain about 10 pounds and stay in striking range of your cut, right? I'm also a strength athlete, so at the end of the day, I'm pushing numbers in the gym. Like I say, I'm pushing weight. What do I mean by that? Bench, squat, deadlift for powerlifting moves, and everything else for everything else, accessories. All right, bodybuilding moves. You know what I'm saying? A lot of guys. I just came from the gym, right? I left the gym at like 3 something. Why? Bombardment. Most people purposely get in the way. They block your shot. We ain't gonna get into all that because that's a whole nother video. But I'm gonna tell you the biggest mistake that I see almost 90% of guys making. When they go to the gym, they spend more time in the sauna or on the massage chairs or chatty patty talking to somebody else than they do hitting the weights. And this guy in particular that was like the main problem in the gym today, I seen my past, that's why I'm not dissing too much. I seen my past self in him. What do I mean by that? Eating, bulking. I'm trying to get up to a certain weight. Without doing anything, you're just gonna gain a bunch of fat. Even if you do everything right, if you get your right workouts, do the right amount of cardio, do the right amount of sleep, rest, recovery, hydration, water. Even if you vitamins, mineral, fiber, I can throw in so many different things, right? Even if you do everything almost as perfect as it could possibly be, if your calories are way too high, you can't out-train a bad diet. You're gonna gain a bunch of fat. Now, if you're doing things right, you're gonna gain some muscle with that, depending on your genetics. I'm natural, so my natty status is only gonna limit me to getting a certain amount of muscle, right? But even more important than that is pushing the weights. You're not getting nothing works unless you work. Nothing works unless you work. Learn how to do it properly first, though, because you want to avoid injury at all costs. But when I go in the gym and I go in there to deadlift, I'm going in there to deadlift, and I'm going I'm going almost as heavy as I possibly can every time. Whether I'm doing bench press, squat, deadlift, even if I'm doing high reps, right? If you're doing high reps, you're not gonna be able to do as heavy as you possibly can do. Let's say your bench press max was 280. If that's your 1 rep max, you're not gonna be able to do that for high reps. But if I throw 225 on there, I want them last reps on that 225 to feel as close to that max of 280 as possible. What do I mean? I am pushing the weights. All right? I'm pushing the weights. You have no time for nothing else. I'm not saying you got to be 100% like that. But if you want to talk, if you see somebody like me in the gym, not tooting my own horn or saying I'm better than nobody. I'm just saying I'm there for me. I'm there to see the weights and the weights only. But if you want to talk to me, if you got something to say to me, can you kindly, politely wait until I'm done? A lot of people will say, well, that's common sense. It should be, but it's not, because it's not common. Common sense ain't always common. You know, it's not rocket science, I be telling people all the time. But everything is rocket science. Everything is common sense, even rocket science to a rocket scientist. Everything becomes common sense once you learn it. But you gotta earn that knowledge. You have to earn the knowledge. All right? Everything that I know how to do right now, I didn't know when I first started. I had to earn that knowledge. It's a journey. Stop wasting your time. Lift and let lift. Or don't. You can not lift. I don't care if somebody else is in the gym and not lifting. A lot of people misconstrue what I be saying. They be like, why should you care or not if they're lifting or not? That ain't none of your business. That ain't my point. If they over there and not lifting, cool. But if we the only two people in the gym and we both grown men and you following me around at the hip, you taking away my focus. I was going in there to bench press. When I'm bench pressing, I'm laying on my back with a bar in my hand. I'm feeling uneasy because you all over me. I don't want to lay on my back with the bar in my hand around you because you too close for comfort. You got the advantage when I'm laying on my back with the bar in my hand with heavy weight on it. Man, you can get me injured. I don't like it. I hate that shit. But they just trying to learn from you, No, they're not. They never ask. When you talk to these people, they never ask. I'm not about to turn this into a rant, but I gotta say this real quick. They never ask anything about fitness. And if you try to tell them about quit beating around the bush and you tell them something about fitness, or you ask them what they need to know, they know they're not talking about that. They want to talk about football. They want to talk about the weather. I never met you in my life, bro. The dude I'm talking about today, I only seen him yesterday and maybe another day before that. I don't know. I don't know this dude. We never said hi and bye. A lot of people would think that it's rude for me not to talk to you in the gym. I really don't think so. I don't see how. And maybe I'm wrong. Me personally, if you feel like somebody's being rude by not talking to you, that you never met, that you don't know, that y'all don't got no ties, no bonds, we didn't call and meet up and say we're going to hit the gym together. We're not workout partners. We're in the gym together, but we ain't together, bro. If you feel like that person is being rude by not talking to you, to me, that's your problem. Somebody could comment below and tell me how I might be wrong. I think you're going to be hard-pressed trying to convince me. I'm listening. I would love a great explanation of why people do this. But whatever that answer is, it's not my responsibility. Yes, people go through things in life. People need people to talk to, whatever. Why are you trying to talk to the person with 1,000,000 pounds? Not too more horse, I lift 1,000,000 pounds, but I'm lifting as heavy and hard as I can. I need focus. Why am I risking injury? Taking my focus off what I'm doing to talk to you. People you got a deadlift on the ground, right? Anybody know the deadlift? I'm gonna show y'all. If you deadlift it and you picking it up, and you got 500 something pounds on the bar, people would expect you while you pick it up right there, that moment, they expect you to hold a conversation with them while you're doing it. Get the dude try to shake my hand, not dude today, years ago. Dude try to shake my hand while I'm bench pressing. I don't see the problem. I said this 1,000,000 times. I sound like a broken record. I can't let go of this bar and shake your hand, bro. I'm not being rude. And I'm also not being rude because we didn't meet up. I'm trying to get mine. You supposed to be getting yours. You supposed to be too busy to talk to me. That's a problem. That's a problem. So I've had this idea a long time ago, and people have commented on my videos too, that this same idea, confirming it to me. Right? If this confirms to you or whatever, that I should do this idea. So I had this idea, somebody came up with it too. Same idea. I need a marker. Right? Need a marker, and on my shirt, right? Not this shirt, because I got stuff on it. I ain't about to mess up my good shirt. Shirt dope, right? Spider-Man. Black Spider-Man. Not Miles Morales though, but it's black symbiote suit, whatever. But I need some plain t-shirts. Some fabric markers. Hopefully some ones that can't wash off in the wash. And I need to write on the back and the front. Are you following me, bro? Let me live. I'll write different things on different shirts. And then the front is going to say, great conversation. Somebody did already have a shirt like this, but a great conversation, bro, or cool, bro, but something. I forget. I might have to look it up. I'm going to write that on the front. Or less talky, more lifty. And I get it. Everybody's not in there for the same thing. Like I said, lift and let lift, or don't lift, but still let lift. Okay, you're not in there to lift. To me, why the hell you come to a gym for and come to the weightlifting section if you're not in there to lift? But that's none of my business, because you pay your membership just like I do. I don't understand that, but you got the right to do that. You got the right to the equipment. You got the right to the toilet, the facilities, the weights, the dumbbells, the kettlebells, the cardio machines, the cables, the bouncy balls, the ab stuff, whatever. You got the water fountain, the chairs, the lounge area, the spa, the sauna, or whatever's in your gym. You got the right to that stuff because you paid for it. You got the right to use it. What you don't have the right to is the other people in the gym. You don't have the right to the other people in the gym. And guess what? Everything that you keep saying that you want, people will spend hours in the sauna. They do one little curl, and then they'll go to the sauna and they'll be in there talking about, yeah, so did you see C-Bomb? And what I'm trying to do is, and I want to lift this, and I want to, my goal. You just was at the gym for an hour and a half. And you ain't work on your goal at all. And you doing that today, you did that yesterday, you're going to do that tomorrow. Any lifter that has made progress, if you speak to them after they done working out, or you see them outside of the gym, right? If you ask them, when did they start making progress? Or how long they been in the gym? They might be like, I've been in the gym for 10 years, but I ain't started making progress till I started taking it serious. They didn't start making the progress until they start taking it serious. Yes, you get newbie gains when you first start. You ain't really even got to work that hard to get newbie gains. For most people, especially if you got great genetics. You're going to have to bust your hump if you're going to really make progress and longevity and be not injured and lift heavy weights or get strong, get lean, whatever it is, your diet, whatever. It takes work. It's not about talking about it. We are not on Jeopardy. This is not a game show. It doesn't work like that. Being in the gym is not half of the battle. The atmosphere of being in there is not going to put muscle on your body. It's not going to take fat off of your body. It's not going to make you stronger, faster. It's not going to build your cardio just by being in there. You got to put in the work. That's common sense again, Rapid. Why you keep just telling me stuff that I already know? Knowing and doing is two different things. A lot of people know exactly what to do. They just don't do it. And when they do it, they might, something motivates them, like a certain date, like New Year's comes around. By the way, type in Rapid Time Fitness New Year's. That's my most motivational and informational playlist, right? So if you really need help, if you think I'm cooking right now, You ain't heard nothing, bro. Says whoever listening, learned and watching. But they get motivated by something, and then they try to turn it on and off like a light switch. They go from eating whatever they want, doing whatever they want, not doing nothing, to eating perfectly clean and doing everything. And then that might last 2 weeks at tops, because they can't they're not ready for that. They didn't ready themselves. They burnt out. It's too hard. They gonna give up. Or they start the gym going in there with partner, and their partner give up, so they give up. Dude, you gotta take your life in your own hands, man. At the end of the day, man. Me personally, I'm the type of person that's gonna put the ground beneath my feet, the wind behind my back, and go out in a blaze if I got to. I'm not playing with none of my goals. This rarely happens, but it does happen. I was basically chased out of the gym. Basically chased out of the gym, and that's why I'm feeling and saying this right. That's why I'm making this video right now. I've made other videos like this plenty of times. It used to happen way more often. I done got a lot meaner now, but since I don't know dude, he don't know how I am, he don't know who I am, I didn't snap. A lot of people be like, just tell him. You right and wrong at the same time with that. It's easier said than done. Because you could tell people till their face turn blue. They're not going to leave you alone. They're not. They might let you do a set and they come back. Or they might stop talking to you. But they linger. That lingering is worse. Like, come on, man. Because you always looking out the corner of the shoulder. Because it's weird. We the only 2 dudes in the gym. That's fucking weird. Stop. Nobody understands that, man. Nobody understands that. Oh, just talk to him and chill. Just start chilling. Chill ain't the way. I ain't drive out of town and back to chill with no other grown man. I ain't get I ain't leave the house. My woman. I ain't get out of bed with my woman to go in there and chill and chatty patty and cuddle with. Come on, man.